Regular checkups identify any problems, reduce the risk of breakdown, and help a car run smoothly. The best sportsmen and women spend hours being coached, practicing, and perfecting their techniques. Creating a work of art takes time, effort, and inspiration. The greatest achievements in life take patience, training, and an ability to overcome challenges, both large and small. It's the same with marriage. A strong, loving, and lifelong relationship doesn't happen by chance. It takes effort and dedication to keep the fun and romance alive. And there's lots you can learn to make even the happiest marriage better. The Marriage Course is a great opportunity to invest in the future of your relationship.
If you just learn one thing that helps your marriage get better, then that's 8 weeks well spent.
It's about investing in it because it's going well and you want it to stay that way.
And it gives you the opportunity to invest in some time in your relationship, the most important relationship in your life.
You can always make your marriage better.
Over 7 sessions, you learn the practical tools needed to build a healthy and lifelong marriage.
Forgive each other.
Listening to each other.
Resolving issues.
Communication.
Spending time with each other.
Not arguing late at night.
How to resolve conflict.
Remembering that we show love to each other in different ways.
Around the world, thousands and thousands of marriages have benefited from the course.
The Marriage Course has definitely brought us closer together.
It took our marriage to a whole another level.
We realised the importance of things like spending more time together.
Marriage Course is a must to everybody.
And no matter how good your marriage is, you can always learn something else, so I'd say just go for it.
Is it time to invest in your relationship? Find a marriage course near you.
Jessie and I met 12 years ago at a dance class. I saw her across the room and I love at first sight.
I thought he was Italian or Spanish or something really interesting. He called me the next day at work. We bonded over a bag of satsumas. That was our first date.
And that was 12 years ago.
Last year in our relationship, things had got very, very bad. We practically didn't even speak for the whole summer.
And I was at a real low. I just didn't really know where to turn, if I'm honest with you.
I was anxious about going to the marriage course initially because we weren't married, because we weren't religious. And all of those reservations literally fell away the second we got through the door.
It was private, but at the same time communal, really safe environment, a trusting environment.
You were sat there amongst loads of people, and yet the only people that may as well have been in the room is yourself and the leaders.
I think we're able now to say things to each other that are difficult things in a much more respectful way.
It's so refreshing to take a step back, look at your relationship, and to grow from that. I would wholeheartedly recommend the marriage course to anybody and everybody, and I have been recommending it to anybody and everybody.
We met through a mutual friend.
We did a couple of things together, went shopping together and just spent time together as friends.
Things just started to develop there. It was very organic, very natural.
And then 2 years down the line, 3 years later, we got married.
Don't ask me.
A year and a half into our marriage, things started to get a bit hard.
Communication just really sort of broke down. We found out that we think very, very differently.
It felt like we were not compatible all of a sudden. On the first day of the marriage course, we didn't really know what to expect. The setting was very comfortable.
It's an exciting environment to be in because it almost feels like a date night despite there being other people around you.
The course gave the space to talk about things and talk through things and understand why we need to talk about it.
That's where your unique relationship starts to happen. When it got nearer to the end of the course, everything seemed to be a lot more positive. So we started to look forward to it a lot.
Since doing the marriage course, so much has changed. We've spent a lot of time together planning date nights.
We're able to communicate a lot more effectively, have a lot more patience with each other. We've just been enjoying life really, just finding out more about each other and looking forward to spending the rest of our lives together.
The court judge has spoken out about the rise in divorce in Britain.
1 in every 2 couples who live together split up by the time their first child turns 5.
Everything in this world is broken. The economy's broken. The weather is broken. Every marriage is broken. There's no perfect marriage.
There is such a need in our society. People need help with relationships, and in particular, they need help with their marriages.
Running the marriage courses over the last 30 years, we've seen countless relationships refreshed, strengthened, and even transformed all around the world.
And our longing is that it would be completely normal for every couple to invest in their relationship by doing the marriage courses.
We wanted to do the marriage preparation course because we realised that our marriage was more important than the wedding.
It's an exciting environment to be in because it almost feels like a date night despite there being other people around you.
And the course as well just creates a safe space to ask those bigger questions and go deeper, with tools to be able to do that practically.
For some people, doing a course maybe seems like there's problems or you have to work something out rather than it just being quite a proactive step in establishing good communication, expectation, all that kind of stuff.
And that we were celebrated for being there despite the fact that we weren't married and that we weren't religious was brilliant. It just left me able to enjoy and accept all the wonderful things that were being offered.
While we were on the marriage course, we were invited to attend the Alpha course, and we went and we loved it.
The marriage courses are so easy to run. There are so many incredible resources that have been prepared for you to enable you to do that. And that just really frees us up to be able to focus on the hospitality.
Since doing the marriage course, it has helped us to remember why we got together in the first place.
We met when we were teenagers. We went to the same school. We also became parents when we were still teenagers and married very quickly after our first son, Jack, was born. Sadly, our second son, Michael, he had a very complex heart condition, which meant that we had 18 months of him in and out of Great Ormond Street Hospital and having heart surgery.
And then, sadly he died. He was 18 months old, so.
We had our third child, Rosie, and life looked quite normal for a little while. And we then went on to have our fourth child, Harry, and we found out that he also had the same heart condition, which was, it was just a total shock, wasn't it? To go through that with another child was traumatic. Thankfully, Harry did really well.
Yeah.
He's 16 and he's great.
He's perfectly healthy teenager now. But I think looking back now, we would say we didn't understand the pressures that those years, those events had put on us as individuals and our marriage. You know, I think we'd gone in two separate ways. I'd found this thing, career, that gave me something that I was really looking for. I think you'd created stability at home that had given you something you were looking for. And so we, mentally, I think we were sort of going in different directions.
I think we realised our marriage was not the best it could be. It was not in a good place.
Something needed to change significantly, either being married or the way we were married. And so it was trying to understand how to get from where we were to this idea of whatever a healthy marriage was. Things really changed for us when a friend invited us to try the marriage course at their local church. And I think one of the things the marriage course does so effectively is, number one, it's real. It deals with the things that you know you've been arguing about, and says everyone argues about these things. Money, sex, relationships. And it gives you then a framework for how to talk about those things. And then the other thing, it gives you these sort of practical ways to just live in a marriage. Have a date night once a week, never argue late at night, you know, all those kind of sensible things that just really help.
It certainly transformed our marriage. It made us realise that we didn't just want to be in a marriage, that we wanted to have a really thriving marriage. We wanted to have a happy marriage.
We would say that doing the marriage course was the key step in connecting us into our local church. I've spent half my life now in the commercial sector and half in Christian ministry. There's undoubtedly pressure, huge amounts of pressure in both. But the particular pressure I think on marriages in ministry work is the difficulty of saying no.
We want to make sure that our relationship with each other is being invested in.
The marriage course gives you that framework for being able to kind of work that through and just time out to think, of course I want to prioritise my marriage before anything else. Of course I'm going to be a more effective leader if I have a strong marriage and I'm prioritising Kathy. And so doing the marriage course, I think, has been an essential part of being a leader.
It definitely wasn't a love at first sight thing. We kind of just made friends and kind of carried on from there, really.
Yeah, it wasn't until like a whole year later where we actually like started to date.
Yes, we got engaged over New Year's.
Joey didn't really have a clue, and luckily she said yes. And then fireworks went off on the beach and our friends ran down with champagne, and yeah, it was probably the most planned thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
But it was worth it.
We did the marriage preparation course in a church that we were going to get married in. We were quite anxious kind of going into it because we just didn't know what to expect. But actually it was really helpful, really fun, and we were made to kind of feel really relaxed and welcomed where we were. And you had a kind of small chance to get to know some of the couples around you, but most of the time was spent with just you and your husband-to-be to discuss through some of the things that we were learning on the course.
Both of our families are really different, and the marriage preparation course really helped us kind of evaluate different roles that our parents naturally take on and kind of own. So it was really helpful to kind of look at that and really think about how does that affect us, and what's our expectation with who handles what roles.
And the course as well just creates a safe space to ask those bigger questions and go deeper, with tools to be able to do that practically.
For us, I think we placed just a really high value on marriage, and so we really wanted to invest in it as much as we could before we actually tied the knot.
They give us quite a lot of sweets. They help me with homework. They love us and they pay attention to us. They are fantastic.
The Parenting Children course is for anyone involved with children aged between 0 and 10.
Whether you feel all is going well or you're struggling, doing this course will be of benefit to you.
On each session of the DVDs, as well as hearing from us as we draw on our own experience of parenting our 4 children, you'll also be hearing from a range of experts, including psychologists, counsellors and teachers.
We have to remember that until children are fully articulate to express how they feel, they're going to express it through tears, through physical motions.
The big thing is consistent, one-on-one, loving care.
The other day I came across something called a toddler's property laws. If I like it, it's mine. If it's in my hand, it's mine. If it's broken, it's yours.
And besides that, you'll hear from other parents and also from children themselves.
When you come home at the end of a really long day and you get a great big cuddle just saying that they love you, I think that's the best thing about being a parent, without a doubt.
I've encouraged the children to help me out around the house by letting them know that I'm not going to do everything for them.
I think it's right to say that boundaries are critical for bringing up children effectively and safely.
Mum just says no.
The main aim of the course is to help parents build a strong relationship with their children. Parenting is the most important as well as the most challenging job that we can do. Meeting and discussing with others helps parents discover they're not alone.
Because it's discussion based, so we can sort of give each other advice or ideas.
We probably could have gone away and read several parenting books, but to actually see the people in the flesh, you felt like you were actually interacting with them.
Making changes in our parenting, even very small changes, can really impact and make a difference on our family life.
I'm not shouting and screaming anymore.
I definitely choose my battles now.
I know that I'm not the only one.
Childhood will pass in an instant. Invest now for that future relationship.
If you'd like to find out more about this course, and we really hope that you do, then go to our website, relationshipcentral.org.
The best thing about the course, the best advice on it, was the slower day will not come. This is the day.
You feel normal, you feel it's okay, and it's amazing. Do it.
They think we're very special. And I think they're very special.